What's up, everybody? It's Jeffrey Lyles welcoming you to another edition of Lyles Figure Files. If you can't guess based on what I'm wearing right now, I'm going to talk about the big reveal from earlier today, conveniently on a Thursday, just in time for Thursday Night Football. He teased it, he mentioned it was coming back, but today we got the first full look at the reveal of Todd McFarlane Toys Sports Pick. Back at it again. The Hasbro just totally dropped the ball, fumbled, out of bounds, went to the end zone, another team recovered. McFarlane's got the ball down. Let's make sure that he doesn't drop it. So he revealed today the first set of four figures, and this makes a ton of sense because these are the final four teams from the playoffs just this past year. That's really smart. I really like that. And I'm not just saying that for my bias because of that guy on the far right. But this back, officially licensed NFL products, NFLPA setup, really strong opening lineup. We've got Jalen Hurts from the Eagles. We've got Kansas City Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes. We got Joe Burrow from the Bengals. And of course, George Kittle, zero fear, ready to steamroll, knock over some opponents. Really nice looking set. And I really think that McFarlane has done a great job in terms of giving you classic looks of football players, basketball, etc. And now they're back. I'm really excited about this because I wanted to add more Niners to my collection of McFarlane figures. So this is really cool to actually have some more modern ones. And eventually we're going to see McCaffrey. We're going to see some others. And I'm excited to see these guys back. I wouldn't have been too upset if this was like a 6 or 8 figure wave, but for now we'll start with 4. I'm sure there's going to be an audience for this. Hasbro got us all excited with starting lineup and only to go, yoink, sorry, this isn't coming. So McFarlane's back at it again. Let's take a more detailed look at this whole lineup and some of the things that I like and some of the things I wish were a little bit better. I love this pose that they got Mahomes in. He's chilling on the sidelines, ready. He's focused. He's upset. He's ready to get back out there. Maybe saw what Joe Burrow did with the Bengals, leading them on another scoring drive. He is ready to go. He's got his hands in his warmer. That's a really nice touch. And I love the way this cloak is just kind of over his shoulders, draped and hanging up really nice. You see a little air catching it in the side over here. That's a great touch. And then he's got a little bit of grass stain on that left leg. Also really cool. I really like this detail work on his hair. And you can see the base and what all he's coming with. I like this a lot more than the starting lineup NBA figures. We're getting charged $50, and it felt like 30 of it was because of the licensed shoes, which I don't think anybody cared about. Do you know what kind of shoes Patrick Mahomes wears when he's playing football? I don't either. So, but I really like the setup here. We got a big trading card, and this isn't the deal where this is like a mini puncher or page puncher deal where it's like a smaller figure. This is 7 inches, the same size as that original McFarlane Sports Pick setup. So if you have a collection of those figures, you're just going to scale these in perfectly with your existing figures. I really like that a lot. I don't know if he was still doing it when Alex Smith was the quarterback for the Chiefs, but that'd be kind of a nice touch to have him have Patrick Mahomes right there beside him. And I really love the fact that he just rolled out different teams, different players from different teams. They tended to be the good ones. So if you were a fan of the Jaguars, for example, you might not have too many of them. But now you can get a Trevor Lawrence, I'm assuming, eventually. But let's talk more about this base. I like this. This is a nice showcase scene because you're not posing your sports pick figures from McFarlane. That's just not how he does. He doesn't care about articulation. He's learning that it's okay for his DC multiverse figures, but for the sports pick figures, they're static statues, no articulation whatsoever. And I feel like this is a better implementation other than compared to some other lines where I want more articulation. He can capture an iconic moment, Mahomes on the sideline getting ready to do his thing. That's cool. This is going to be the only Mahomes figure we see, so no worries there. I really like this kind of button here. Almost looks like a spotlight. Got the team logo, player name at the bottom, and then we've got the team helmet, and then the team name there in the colors. I like the black stand. That makes it kind of classy. It's going to fit wherever you want it. Your office, desk, your figure room, whatever, your entertainment center when you're watching the game, your man cave or whatever. So, or woman cave. Don't want to discourage any NFL fans out there who aren't Jews. But yeah, I really like the look of this. Really strong looking setup for Mahomes. And then we move on to Hurts, the two combatants in the Super Bowl. And I love this again. The card is great. 7-inch figures. It's going to fit right in with your other ones. Great details. Got his warmer here. Got the towel hanging from the side or the front here. Really nice. Would have loved to seen a little bit more detail, like paint work on here, like we saw from that Mahomes. Excuse, excuse me, like that Mahomes figure. And nice arm detail, muscles there showing up pretty well. He's got his wristband, and that looks good. He's looking focused, like he's about to throw another one deep to AJ Brown, who might actually catch this one this time. Sorry, no shade. Wait, I am not sorry for the shade. But anyway, really nice look there. I like this metallic sheen there. It kind of looks like it's going to catch light really nicely. And then with that base, maybe if you wanted to, you could put on some small lights around it in your colors for your team. So maybe throw a little green around for your Eagles setup. So I really like this. The card also looks nice. It doesn't feel cheap. It's a nice showcase for your favorite sports players. So that's really cool. Then we got Mahomes. We got Joe Burrow, the man who's almost managed to solve the Mahomes puzzle most of the time. And really nice looking head sculpt. He's focused as well. I like his wristband a little bit more because he's got some detail where you can actually see there's some color coding working on here. So it's got a little bit of blue, a little bit of red and black for some crossed out plays. Maybe Joe just didn't like those. And again, he's got the same setup as Hurts. And I'm not quite sure if this isn't the exact same mold. They seem like their arm position is slightly different. So I don't know if they're using easy repaints already. I don't know if that's a bad thing for NFL line, especially for quarterbacks. But if it is, it's whatever. I mean, the head sculpt needs to look different for a quarterback. I mean, they're going to be throwing the ball. You don't really need to do so much. And he's bringing it back. So we'll see if every quarterback has this pose. I'm going to be like, come on, Todd, let's mix it up some more. But for now, this works. I'm not confusing Jalen Hurts with Joe Burrow, even if they're using the exact same mold. Again, you got the team button, logo right here, name, and you got the helmet. And that looks really good. So really solid work. And then I want to show you what the price with these are going for, because one of my major complaints with that starting lineup set was, hey, why are we charging $50 when it felt like $30 for the shoes? So anyway, here's the price point for these figures. $29.99. Not bad at all. That's really solid. It works for these figures. And again, here's the setups. If you've been collecting this line from back in the day, this is exactly what it looked like. Let me show you a better version here. So these are going to work if you're an MOC collector. They're going to just line up exactly like your old figures. And I think that old line was $20. Maybe I don't need a base and the button, but I think it'll definitely help in terms of keeping the figures upright, especially if he does some more dynamic posing with them. So if you got, like, say, a Brandon Ayuk hurdling over players, maybe you could use a stand and it would support him a lot better than just a typical small base. So I really like that. And I think for $30, that's reasonable for what we're getting. Again, I like to see some more, some differences in the sculpts. So it's not just the same look for every guy, but that's solid. Maybe this likeness. No, I mean, I think I see Joe Burrow right there. So I'm not going to say maybe they could have made it a little bit tighter, a little bit better. I think that is a really strong likeness for him. Let's do him in one more time, though, because I want to just take one closer look at him just to make sure. Yeah, I mean, you see that focused look on his face. He is ready for action. He's all set to do this thing and put it out there. So I really think they knocked out this stuff really strong. So then there's one more figure, one more guy to go to. And I absolutely am so excited to see him because, I feel like as a Niners fan, I get kind of cheated a lot of the times when we were good and there weren't a lot of figures, in the sports collectible market. But we got Kittle, and there's so many choices for a Niner to use, but I feel like he's the best one to start off with. Maybe next series, we'll see a Nick Bosa, Christian McCaffrey, Deebo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk, so many choices, Fred Warner. I mean, so many options with these guys. So I really like to see this. Now, I'm going to talk about some small issues I have with the line. Again, I mentioned I like to see a bit more stances, but I want to see more accuracy out of these figures. I mean, $30 isn't breaking the bank in terms of sports collectible figures, but I would like to see just a tad better detailing. So we've got, you see right here, Kittle's wearing this because he has a torn labrum. He's always going to wear this the rest of his career. and it's got a lot of detail. It's like a couple of straps on kind of a crisscross deal, and then there's more seams and texture right there. You've seen the texture work from McFarlane with the DC Multiverse line, so it's not like this is something he's never done before. But I really would have liked to have seen this fully sculpted and not just painted. I get it, but I really wish he had done the full amount of detail on it. So one thing that I thought was really smart and really, really clever about this first wave of guys is he chose athletes who don't really have a lot of tattoos, except for Kittle. Now, Kittle has tattoos, and if you see here, he's got one right there, and I think he's got a Joker one kind of around that maybe they could use since they have the DC license. But I certainly went all after the Hasbro starting lineup figures for going, we're so authentic, and then not including the tattoos for the guys. So I wish he could have included them, but I understand maybe just throwing in some scribble to kind of give us the illusion or something relatively close enough. That would have been great. It's not going to stop me from getting this George Kittle figure, I assure you. And I kind of wish his hair was a bit more dynamic because it's kind of flying around when he's out in action. So I would have loved to have seen that. He's got his captaincy here, and you can see the C. See the C. That was a tongue twister. But I wish it were a little bit better. Maybe it's just a deal where the way the lighting hitting is not quite sharp enough in this case. But I'm really excited about this lineup. This starting lineup for McFarlane Toys sports pick line. He's back, bringing it out to us, $30, pretty solid price point. Hopefully this line takes off so I can get more Niners added to my collection. What do you guys think about this? Are you excited to see McFarlane get the NFL license back, or you kind of wish that Hasbro was able to get this and do this one more time with their starting lineup figures? Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments. As always, thank you so much for watching. This episode of Loud's Figure Files has been filed.